Hey everyone. We're going to be working on lesson 6 problem set today. So this is grade 4, module 1, lesson 6. And in this lesson, what we're going to be looking at is we're going to be trying to find either 1, 10, or 100,000 more or less than any given number. And we're going to try and use the place value chart in order to model and show what's happening when we try to add 100 or 10,000. So let's hop right into number 1. It says label the place value chart, which I've already gone ahead and did. Use the place value discs to find the sum or difference. Write the answer in standard form on the line. So we need to understand what the sum and or the difference is. So the sum is the answer to an addition problem, and the difference is the answer to a subtraction problem. So we're going to have to take a look at sort of the phrasing that they're using in each of these examples. Letter A says 10,000 more than, and they give us this number here in word form. It reads 605,472. So I need to go ahead and place that into my place value chart. So 605,000. So that would be a 6 in the hundred thousands. Doesn't say anything about any amount of 10,000, so no 10,000s. 5,000s. 472. So that would be a 4 in the hundreds. 70 means that I have 7 tens. And 2 means 2 ones. Okay, now I need to figure out what 10,000 more than that would be. So with the 10,000, that means I'm going to be putting an additional dot down here in my 10,000s, and I'm doing that in red to show that that would be 10,000 more. So what number does this now show? I'm going to put that in standard form up here. Well, I still have 600,000s, 10,000s, and 5,000s to make 615,000. And now I just need to look at my 110s and ones. 472. Now letter B says 100,000 less than, and they provide us this number now in expanded form. So I need to take a look at which digit is in which place value. So I notice here I have a 4, and that 4 is in my 100,000s place. So I'm going to put 4 in the 100,000s. 80,000 would be 8 10,000. So I'm going to put 8 in here. 1,000, so just 1 in the thousands place. Doesn't indicate any amount of hundreds, so I'm going to leave that blank. 30 is 3 tens. And 6 ones. Now my problem says 100,000 less than being the big indicator. Less than would mean that I need to subtract. So I'm going to remove or take 1 away from the 100,000s place. So I'll grab my color red, and I'm going to get rid of this one. Okay. And what number am I left with now? Well, now I have a 3 in the 100,000s. I still have my 8 in my 10,000s. 1 in my thousands. Here's where my comma would go. No hundreds, so I need to put a 0 there. 3 tens and 6 ones to make 381,036. Letter C says 230,070 is some amount than 130,070. So I will put this this first number in my place value chart in green, and then I'll put 130,070 in a different color. So in 230,070, I have 2 in the hundred thousands, 3 in the 10,000s, no thousands, no hundreds, 7 tens, and no amount of ones. All right. Now let's take a look at what the other number would be, and we'll sort of compare the difference between the two. And I'll use blue for this number. So here I have 1 in my hundred thousands, 3 in my 10,000s, no thousands, no hundreds, 7 tens, and no ones. The big difference is right here in my hundred thousands. In 230,070, there's 200,000s, and in 130,070, there's only 100,000. So 230,070 is 100,000 more than this number, because this 2 in the hundred thousands compared to that 1 in the hundred thousands. So to get from this 1 to that 2, we would need to add 100,000 more. Number 2 says Lucy plays an online math game. She scored 100,000 more points on level 2 than on level 3. If she scored 349,867 points on level 2, what was her score on level 3? Use pictures, words, or numbers to explain your thinking. So let's go back and read that one more time. Lucy plays an online math game. This is probably important. She scored 100,000 more points on level 2 than on level 3. So she scored more points on level 2 than on level 3. And she scored 100,000 more points on level 2 compared to level 3. Then they provide us how many points she scored. It says she scored 349,867 points on level 2. And it asks us what her score on level 3 is. And I'll highlight that in this pink. That's what we need to figure out. What was her score on level 3? And they want us to use pictures, words, or numbers to explain our thinking. So I'm going to try and use a tape diagram in this example here, where I'm going to do level 2 right here, and I'll do level 3 down here. Okay? So they tell us how many points was scored on level 2. So if I were to use this like area model or this rectangle to show level 2, I know that there was a total of 349,867 points. Okay. Now, this is actually going to be being split up into 2 parts because she scored more points on level 2. So this area here is going to represent the 100,000 more points that she scored on level 2 compared to level 3. So she didn't score as many points in level 2 as she did on level 3. And what we need to figure out is how many points she scored on level 3. Well, since she scored 100,000 more on level 2, I can take a look at the digit here in my hundred thousands place. And since she scored less on level 3, this is going to be 100,000 less than 349,867, which is just taking this hundred thousands or this digit in the hundred thousands place and one less than that to make 249,867. So to put that in a sentence, we could say Lucy scored 249,867 points on level 2. Number 3 asks us to fill in the blank for each equation, and hopefully we sort of caught on at this point that we are really just looking at where this 1 is and what place value it is, and we're just going to add it to the same place value with my other number. So this problem says 10,000 plus 40,060. So this 1 in my 10,000s place is going to bump up this 4 in my 10,000s place to make 50,000. And all the other digits are staying the same. 50,060 is how we would read that number. Now in letter B, we are subtracting. So I'm still looking at what place value I'm talking about. In this case, it's going to be the 10,000s place. And I'm going to take the digit in my 10,000s place, and I'm going to remove or take 1 away from it. All my other digits are going to stay the same to make 11,195. I'm going to skip C for right now. I'm going to save that. For in a little bit. Letter D says 129,231 minus, so we're taking away 100,000. So I have my 100,000s place here, or a 1 in my 100,000s place here. I have a 1 in my 100,000s place here. So really I'm thinking 1 minus 1, which is 0, to leave me with no 10,000s actually. So I'm just really now focused on the other digits that are in the other place values to make 29,231. Letter E says 122,000 is equal to 22,000 plus something. So what I notice between these two numbers here is that from the 10,000s place to the ones place, they're identical. The only difference here is this 1 in the 100,000s place. So in order for 122,000 to be equal to 22,000 plus something, I need to make sure that I'm inserting a 1 here in my 100,000s place. Again, all the rest of the digits are staying the same. So I need to add 100,000 to 22,000 to make 122,000. All right. In letter F, we have 38,018 is equal to 39,018 minus something. So this number here is actually greater than this number here. I need to take a part away for it to be equal to 38,018. Which digit is different? Well, it's the digit here in my thousands place. There I have an 8. Over here I have a 9. So how do I turn 39,018 into 38,018? I need to make this 9 into an 8, and that would be subtracting off 1 from the thousands place. Letter C is a little bit challenging because I have 999,000 plus 1,000. So if I were to put this 1 with this 9 here in my thousands place, I'm going to create a 10. And what happens when I have a 10 in a certain thousands or in a certain place value? Well, 10 of one place value is worth 1 of the next greatest place value. So my ones, tens, and hundreds are going to stay the same. This 1 plus the 9 is going to give me a 10 in my thousands place. And we're going to sort of bump it up to the next place value, the 10,000s. But I'm also going to have 10 10,000s. So I'm going to move over to my 100,000s place. And I would again have 10 there. And I would have to extend all the way out into the millions place. So 999,000 plus 1,000 is actually equal to 1 million. Number 4 says, fill in the empty boxes to complete the pattern. So I need to see what's happening to go from this the number in this box, the number in this box, and then the number in this box. So what I notice here is that the digit in my 10,000s place is changing. Okay, all of the other digits are exactly the same. So to get from 150,000, skip a number 170,000, my 10,000s place is just being bumped up by 1. So if I were to show this in this place value chart, I would have 1 in the 100,000s. And I'm going to start with this number here by putting this into my place value chart. 5 in the 10,000s, no thousands, no hundreds, a 10, and no ones. Okay. So to get from this number over to this number and then eventually over to this number, I'm going to be adding digits or adding into my 10,000s place. I'm going to put another 1 in there, and this shows now 160,010. Okay. To make 170,010, I would be putting another 10,000 in there. In order to get this number, I sort of identified my pattern now that I'm going to be putting in another 10,000 to make 180,010. To make 190,010, I'm going to again add another 10,000. But when I put another 10,000 in here, all of a sudden I realize that I have 10 10,000s. And when I have 10 of one place value, I need to bundle them up and regroup them as one of the next largest place value. And that would give me 200,010. Same sort of idea here for letter B, and I kind of got to work both ways here because I don't have my starting number here. So let's start by putting this number, 898,756, into the place value chart. So we have 800,000s, 9 10,000s, 8,000s, 700s, 5 10s, and 6 1s. Now, let's try to identify which digit is changing. And the only digit that's changing is this digit here in the 10,000s place. And I notice that they are decreasing as I go from left to right. But what would have happened for me to have my starting number? I wouldn't be decreasing. It would actually be getting larger over here. So we probably had 9 in the 100,000s to start. And then we had to take it away to make 898,756. So to start, we had 998,756. And we took one away to make 898,756. We removed another one to make 798,756. Take one away, and I'm left with 698,756. Take one away, and I have 598,756. And then again, just sort of continuing with the pattern. Now this place value chart actually shows this number. So what was happening was we were removing 100,000 as we moved down each box. Let's take a look at 18. Now that we have a starting amount, I'm going to go ahead and put this number into my place value chart. So 7 is in the 100,000s place. 4 in the 10,000s. 4 in the thousands. 3 in the hundreds. 6 in the tens. And 9 in the ones. right? Now, what's happening from this number to this number? I notice that the digit that's changing is this digit here in the thousands place. So we went from 4,000s to 3,000s. So that's going to look like that. Now my place value chart resembles this number. I need to remove another 1,000 to generate this number here, which is 742,369. And take another one away to make 741,369. Take one away here, and we have 740,369. Now, what's going to happen to sort of get to this next number over here is I don't have any thousands. So what I'm going to need to do is I'm actually going to need to regroup one of these 10,000s over here for 10,000, so I have some to take away. Okay, so now I have 10 in my thousands place, but I only got 10 because I regrouped one 10,000. So now our number is going to look a little bit different because I don't have 4 in the 10,000s anymore. I only have 3, and I still need to remove one to make 9 now in my thousands place. So I still have 700,000s, but now I have 3 10,000s, 9,000s, 369. And if you sort of look at this 2 digits at a time, we have, in our 10,000s, thousands, the number 44, 43, 42, 41, 40. And what number would come before 40 is 39. But when we take a look at it in terms of what's happening with place value, we're regrouping one of these 10,000s for 10,000s. Then we can remove one, and that's why we have 9 down here. Letter D is going to be sort of similar. All right. I'm actually going to start with this number this time, and instead of working left to right, I'm going to work right to left. So 78,910 would be a 7 in the 10,000s. 8 in the thousands. 9 in the hundreds. 110 and 0 ones. So what's happening to go from 78,910 to 88,910? The digit that's changing is the one here in my 10,000s place. So we're going from 78,000 to 88,000. So I'm going to put another 10,000 in here to show this number. I'm going to put another 10,000 in here, and that's going to make this number, which would be 98,910. Another one would make 10 10,000s, and I could regroup 10 10,000s for one of the next largest place value, which would be 1. In my 100,000s place, no 10,000s to make 108,910. And now that I have no 10,000s, I can sort of start back by putting them in here. Now this place value chart would show this number, 118,910, and we can go ahead and put one more in here to make 128,910.